General Hospital, May 30th, secrets, warnings, and a cracking family facade. As the temperature rises in Port Charles, so do the stakes. On Friday, May 30th, the lives of several General Hospital residents inch toward collapse beneath the weight of secrets long buried and emotions long repressed. From fractured families to looming legal consequences, each moment pulses with the inevitability of confrontation. At the heart of it all are four deeply entangled storylines, and each one could alter the trajectory of entire households before the gavel drops or the door slams shut. A mother's mistake, a daughter's distant. Brooke Lynn Quartermaine has faced adversaries across boardrooms and backstages, but nothing has prepared her for the battle brewing within her own family. Her strained relationship with her mother, Lois Cerullo, finally boils over as long-simmering resentment finds its voice. Brooke Lynn, still grappling with the revelation that her mother once kept a child's origins from her under the guise of protection, vows to never betray her own son in the same way. Her promise is less about motherhood and more about redemption, a chance to sever the cycle of deception. But Lois isn't retreating. Her maternal instincts sharpened by guilt and fear, she counters with what she sees as wisdom. The truth may hurt, but silence destroys. Lois argues that being upfront with Giovanni Palmieri, Brooke Lynn's son who only recently learned of his true parentage, is the only path forward. Yet her own history with secrecy undermines every word she says. Trust once broken is hard-earned, and Brooke Lynn isn't ready to forgive a betrayal that rewrote the course of her life. The apartment they share may be filled with echoes of Brooklyn nostalgia, but its walls can't contain the emotional wreckage now threatening to collapse. Giovanni's escape and Emma's uncertainty. Giovanni Palmieri, or Gio, as he's come to be known in the tight-knit circles of Port Charles, is no stranger to abrupt revelations. But learning that his entire childhood was a facade, that he was raised in the shadows of decisions made without his knowledge, has fractured his world. Emma Scorpio Drake, who once shared quiet, hopeful mornings with him, wakes up to an emptiness that cuts deeper than silence. Gio's absence isn't abandonment. It's reflection. He hasn't run away, he's stepped back. There's no note, no angry voicemail, just space. Space he needs to sort through the overwhelming blend of grief, confusion, and the creeping betrayal that now colors his every memory. Emma, left to interpret the stillness, spirals into fear. But Gio, even at his angriest, isn't vindictive. What he seeks isn't escape, it's identity. The custody strategy that could destroy Michael Corinthos has always walked the delicate tightrope between family loyalty and personal ambition. But the birth of his child and the fallout from his failed relationship with Willow has pulled that rope taut. In desperation, he turns to Sasha Gilmore, a woman with a past as haunted as his future feels uncertain. Sasha, still navigating the emotional scars of her own breakdown and rebuilding her life, is thrust into the heart of Michael's newest courtroom war. She reveals that Rick Lansing has called her as a witness. Michael, perhaps unknowingly echoing the manipulation that once tormented Sasha, asks for her cooperation. Though he doesn't utter the words, the implication is there. bend the truth. Sasha recoils. Her allegiance is no longer to the boy she once loved, but to the woman she has become. She won't lie, but she also won't let Michael destroy himself in a blaze of misguided vengeance. Jason Morgan's recent conversation with Michael lingers in the background. Jason, stoic and scarred, warned Michael about the cost of obsession. And now, Michael finds himself at a crossroads. His desire for custody wars with the creeping understanding that what his child needs might not be full custody, but something more difficult: humility, compromise, and the courage to share fatherhood rather than seize it. Carly's blind gamble. Meanwhile, Carly Spencer is playing a game with stakes she doesn't fully grasp. Armed with intuition and impulsive confidence, she believes she's found the key to securing Michael's victory in the custody battle. But Curtis Ashford, a man whose life has recently been upended by physical trauma and emotional betrayals, sees something Carly doesn't. He warns her, whatever scheme she's plotting could implode spectacularly. Curtis, ever the realist, knows too well what happens when a plan backfires. Carly, however, is a woman possessed by the need to fix what she perceives as broken. Her blind spot has always been Michael. And now, with the courtroom as the battleground, she's on the verge of lighting a fuse that could burn through not only her credibility but the fragile alliance between her, Michael, and those still trying to protect what's left of their family. Alexis's intervention and a daughter at risk. As the city churns with legal tension and emotional chaos, another family stands at the brink. Alexis Davis, once a formidable legal mind turned disillusioned matriarch, finds herself facing down a nightmare of her own making. She knows what Christina did. And worse, Christina knows that Alexis knows. Joined by Lucky Spencer in a quiet, charged meeting, Alexis sits across from her daughter and lays it all bare. Christina's recent actions, questionable decisions made in desperation and arrogance, have painted a legal target on her back. Alexis doesn't waste time sugarcoating. If an investigation unfolds, Christina won't escape unscathed. Jail is no longer a theoretical threat. It's a destination paved by every impulsive move Christina thought she could bury beneath charm and good intentions. Christina's initial defensiveness fades into dread. The rebellious spark in her dims as the reality sets in. And Alexis, torn between a mother's instinct to protect and a lawyer's duty to uphold the law, delivers one final truth. This time, no one can save her unless she saves herself. A city on edge. Port Charles has always been a city of secrets, but now those secrets are being dragged into the light. Families are fracturing beneath the weight of unspoken truths, and loyalties are being tested in courtrooms, bedrooms, and boardrooms alike. What remains to be seen is who will survive the fallout, and who will emerge stronger for having faced it. On this day, nothing explodes. No one is shot. No dramatic fainting spells or poisonings play out on screen. But make no mistake, the destruction is already happening. Quiet, devastating, and irreversible. And it's only just begun.